floor, get on the floor. Get on the floor, get on the floor.
Hey guys, it's Raven again, back with another YouTube video. Did you guys watch the reveal number 3 from Bungie's The Taken King today? That was freaking awesome, was it not? This guy totally just reset this patrol I was trying to do. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna hurt him. I am gonna murder him. Anyways, the reveal today was sweet. I wanted to get together with you guys really quick, talk to you guys about my thoughts, my opinions, and anybody that didn't missed it, that needs to get caught up and brought up to speed. We're gonna do that today. So today they went into the Dreadnought, and you got about a 5 to 6 minute. Those are not really accurate times, but you get about 5 minute extra look at what the inside the Dreadnought looks like. It's a glimpse. They kind of told you more about how you're going to be baited to come back there more and more, and there's a bunch of secrets there they're not even going to open up their lips about, and it's going to be hush hush, which is really neat. But inside there's going to be a lot of stuff we can do, and there's going to be a lot of good reasons why we need to keep coming back there, so that's awesome. They did show you, the cool thing was a little feature they showed off about material gathering was the Hunter apparently has a material gathering sensor built into his abilities, whereas the Warlock had to use a ghost shell. Laced Up Lauren had to use her ghost shell in order to find certain materials, which is really neat. So there's no longer the, well, where do I need to go to get certain materials? They'll all be kind of mapped out for us and shown on our HUD, which is really slick. I like that. So that was a neat feature. But mostly once you got past that, you had to dig your way down into the Court of Oryx. Now the Court of Oryx is like taking a fire team somewhere. You can have a fire team of 3 people if you want to go inside the Court of Oryx, or you can go down there by yourself. Now inside there, you have to present ruins, and you will find ruins as you go through the Dreadnought. These ruins will need to be presented at the appropriate altars. There's 3 altars because there's 3 different tiers of public events. There's tier 1, 2, and 3. You need ruins to present there in front of them, and then they will set off the public event. Now what was cool about all this was the public event, you could either go by yourself, like I said, you could take a fire team of 3 if you wanted to go down there and start it off with 3 people. However, once you kicked off the public event, inside the bubble, or the little arena, they called it a bubble, inside that little bubble, you could have up to 9 people in there. So even if you took 3 people down there with you, or 2 more, and there's 3 of you guys, you can meet 6 more people down there and do it. Now the cool thing was, when you present the ruin, whoever presents the ruin, if you complete the public event within the allotted time, you get really good rewards. Now the person that presented the ruin gets the top tier rewards, and everybody that participated gets some kind of reward, but the person who presents the ruin will get the main let's say reward out of the public event, which is cool, but you still get something if you don't. So and there's also a debuff time on there, so it was like 40 seconds. So after you present the ruin and did it, 40 seconds after it was over with, you had to wait so somebody else could take their turn to do it. So you could be down there. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of public event farming. It's gonna be really neat. It's 3 different tiers. The first tier is not so bad. The second tier is like double of the enemies that you get, and the third tier is more like a mini raid boss. So this kind of replaces the Prison of Elders and does a better job with it. So I'm really looking forward to it for sure. Now that's just a glance. I hit some keynotes, I skimmed over a lot of it, but it's really neat. So basically the first wave of it, the Planet Destiny did a great job of covering it. They talked about the ogres. You can only hurt the ogres if it gets a cursed thrall to it and you explode it. They had the wizards you had to take down about the same time, and then you had knight brothers that you had to have close to each other before it would take down the shield where you can harm them. So there's a lot of tricks to them, and it requires, I would say, a lot of communication and teamwork. These public events require lots of teamwork. It's no longer you can go do it by yourselves. In the public events we have now, you can do it by yourselves. With the House of Wolves, if you're high enough level and you need to go kill some wolves, you can do it by yourself. Really, you honestly can. So this one's not going to work that way. You're going to need some people to help you out, and the more people the merrier, which is kind of what Bungie was promoting, that yeah, you could take 3 people down there, but if 6 of the people are lurking down there, you definitely want them with you, and you guys just kind of talk, communicate, or take turns trying out the different tiers. Now I did notice this, that even if you have a ruin, you have to complete at least 3 public events, it looked like, before the ruin charged up enough to be able to activate tier 2. And tier 2 was a completely different ruin. So you take this tier 1 ruin down there, you go present it to the altar, and maybe in that public event you get a drop of another ruin, and this ruin was for tier 2. Well, you have to use the tier 2 ruin, you have to have it on you for at least 3 to 4 public events for it to charge up in order for you to be able to use it for tier 2. So again, there's a lot of farming that's going to be going on for these public events, which is super cool, but it makes it look super fun. They get harder and harder. So the first one, like I said, is kind of like those bosses, the ogre or the witches and whatever. Tier 2 is like the same thing, but double the enemies and double the bosses. So it gets a little bit more complex. And then the third tier apparently is more like mini bosses from a raid, kind of like in PoE when you do level 34, 35, and you get Skull Loss. So that's super neat and really fun. I'm looking forward to it. It looks like it's going to be very challenging. And there's going to be more stuff you can reveal inside there. They also showed off the sword, and the sword was sweet. Laced Up Lauren had an exotic fire sword on her, and it was really awesome. So I'm excited about all the changes and what's going on. It looked really neat. If you guys get a chance, make sure you go find it on YouTube. I'm sure somebody has it out, and you can watch the first 2 rounds, the first 2 tiers. They did not show off tier 3. Deej did not want to show it off, so you only got to see tier 1 and tier 2, kind of how it worked, kind of the mechanics. I'm looking forward to the hunter. I'm sure you guys have other classes you're looking forward to, but the support type character is right up my alley, and I am looking way forward to it. So that's going to be really neat. Alongside all that, at the very end of it, they get a tasty treat. Okay, so everybody's been asking the question, when's the raid coming out? When's the raid? Please tell us about the raid. What is the raid? Well, Luke Smith gave us a little bit of candy to chew on for a little bit, I guess you could say. It wasn't much, but it's a little bit. Now, the very important thing he did give out was the date. So at the end of the whole stream, you got a video. It was like a minute and 30, a minute and 40 seconds of a glimpse at a cutscene from the raid, which was really neat. Basically, Eris telling us there's 6 of us that's got to go through the Dreadnought and arise a hero and take down Oryx, which is really neat. Now, on top of that, at the very end, they told you the launch date of the raid. The raid is going to start 3 days after the initial launch. So the game's released on the 15th. On that Friday, the 18th, the raid is a go. So Bungie's telling everybody that get your stuff together, get your Guardians geared up. You have Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday. They're going to open up the raid, I would assume probably like 10 a.m. or so, or whatever time works for Bungie, and release it, and everybody's going to start rushing off to get the raid stuff. I unfortunately won't be able to do it right off the bat, but I would like to take a group of people down into the raid that Friday evening, or maybe even Saturday is what we're thinking, possibly, but it's going to be super sweet. So if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you check it out. I believe King Gathalion has a YouTube the video of the actual raid cutscene, so you go check it out. It looks really neat. The Court of Oryx looks awesome. Basically, the Dreadnought's going to be just a loot cave, just filled full of goodies that we're going to keep going back to. Public events in the world seem to kind of disappear. I wonder what we'll see. Now the other key part to all this is that September 8th, the patch drops. Now the patch is going to be weapon balances, and it's also going to be the new quest, the new way the quest works, the questification as they're calling it. That's what's going to be dropping on next Tuesday on September 8th. That will be massive. So we're going to have a little bit of stuff to chew on and play with for about a week before the new release drops. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. You're going to need some hard drive space. Make sure you check out Bungie's website for the requirements you need for the system contents. I kind of put it out there, but just in case you didn't get it, make sure you go take a look at it. Make sure you get everything ready to go for the 8th when everything drops initially, the first initial drop, and it's going to be sweet, guys. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for me. I just want to kind of give you my thoughts and opinions on it. I'm super stoked. The raid looks amazing. The Court of Oryx looks awesome. If you guys get a chance, try to find it and see if you can watch a recap on it. But we got a little bit about the way the material gathering works, with what appears on your radar, what doesn't. We got a little gathering about how the Court of Oryx works, the ruins. We got to see the sword in action today a lot more. We saw a lot about the hunter. I feel like they showed off the hunter a lot more. They didn't show it off before. The bow trap looks amazing. So really stoked about that. So yeah, a bunch of cool stuff showed off today. I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about it. Say hi. Miss you guys. Love you guys. I can't wait to see you again tonight. So anyways, guys, you stay awesome. Keep on kicking butt, Guardians. And I will see you back inside of Destiny.